So the first thing we're going to do is build out our book. So for the book, I used shapes. So I used 2 squares for this. So we're going to do 1 square, and then I used a gradient. We'll just use this one, and then I duplicated that square. And then what I did was reverse my gradient. So you can use whatever color scheme you want to do. So we'll just reverse that. And then what I use for the bottom, now you can use whatever you want here for them. I use this. And then I just added one of the gradients. It didn't really matter. I just used one of them and made it smushy, took it down and fit it in between here. I wanted my points to come down with that point. So we're going to make that smaller, bump that up, and see that makes my bottom there. And for my pages, same thing. I just duplicated, take one of these, make them really skinny, and then I went in and will change my gradient color. I wanted a gradient for that. That's a gradient. We'll do that, but I want to add another white. So I did like white and gray. Woo. And then you make them as skinny as you want and how many as you want. And if you want to, because like right here I'm using a white background, they kind of blend in together a little bit. You can probably do maybe the white and maybe a lighter gray in there too to kind of bring it out a little bit more. But however you want to make your pages. So you just want to bump this and make this a little in the middle gray, and then kind of do that. And then you just make how many you want to make your pages. Once I did that and built out my pages, what I did, you're going to take all these group, and then you're going to group each together. So you're going to group this section together, group this section together with your pages, and this is going to always be loose. So what I did personally for myself, because there was a lot of grouping already, and if you make a mistake and have to ungroup, it's a pain, it's a pain, it's a pain. So with that being said, what I did once I finished building out my book is I laid it out like this and removed the background. So now that I have the background removed on my pages of my book, what I did then is I kind of tightened it up some. I duplicated it for three times because I need the 3 pieces separate. So we're going to take this piece out like so, tighten that up, and that's one. We're going to tighten up this other one. Just for me, I was having a lot of problems with the process. So if I screwed up and I had to ungroup, and then I had all these pages and all this stuff, it was just a hot mess, and it wound up being frustrating. And I said, so you know what? Let me just go ahead and remove the background on these and do it that way. Which I should have made these all bigger first. My bad, but we'll still work with it. Oops. All right, so I'm going to spin these around and start lining them up the way I want them and size them the way I want them. So we're going to get these here. Let's make it bigger. Let's get this one to match. Let's see. Get you to match. Give you a little bit bigger on this side, and we'll get you to match, and pretty darn close. I think you can go down just a smidge. Pretty darn close, plus a bit. Look, it doesn't matter, the edges aren't it. And then you're working your bottom piece. We're going to put the position up top for that. Come on, baby, go up top. There you go. And then size that. Like so. I think you could go a little bit bigger. And let's see. Bump, 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 bump. I think you could go just a smidge bigger. And a little more bump, 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 bump. And I think that's good. So what I want to do now is take that. I want to move that and kind of center it up. So I have my centerpiece. So now that you got your 3 pieces together, this one, you can grab the one I want to grab. Look at this thing. See, this is why I got a little bit frustrated, because it's and when it was not grouped, it was just you talk about a pain in the butt. That's why I downloaded those this way. So there's a problem. So if you do not do this part right here, they are going to, when they go down, they're going to cross in the center, because your access point, if you see one move, is in the center when it goes down, right? So I need to change that access point. Axis, A-X-I-S, axis. So to do that, what I did is I went into elements, I grabbed a circle. So I want my circle to kind of be at the center here and go down like so. And then I want one of those. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that and then throw one over here for the moment. And then what I want to do is take that into position. I want to move I'm gonna make sure both of these are behind here. And then I'm gonna grab one, control, and grab one, and group. And then what I'm gonna do, once that group, I'm gonna take the transparency down to 0. Now it gives me that access point without it being looked at. See, I grabbed the wrong one. So let's go back, undo, and grab the right one into piece. Let's grab that and group it together. I told you this could be a pain in the butt. This gave me some not so fun moments with this. So we're going to do that the same for this one. And we're going to take the other piece and this and group it together. And then we're going to take that and then we're going to sit there and take the transparency down to that. And then this is always going to be on top no matter what you add to it. And then you have this on top. So this should give you your 2 axis points. So what you want to do now is you want to test drive to make sure that it looks right. Because if not, you might have to manipulate your circles to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate the page. I am going to grab a side and I am going to twist it. There we go. See, when it twists, it's still going to have this axis point in the center, but that's okay. So I'm going to line it up. I want the edge to go right here. And I'm going to go and put that there in the center like so. And then I'm going to grab this one real quick. I'm going to spin that around. And then I'm going to put that here. And you can do it a little sloppy just for the test run, but you're going to use this test run anyway for your project. So let's see. Let's get my bumping keys over. Bump, 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 bump. I think that's close. And now we want to put our match and move in between, go all the way up. And then what we want to do is see if if it looks right. Now we're going to have a little piece down here, so don't worry about a little cross at the bottom. Now, if you want less cross at the bottom, you're going to have a bigger circle that really encompasses everything. And the center of your circle should be way down here. But like I said, once you add that circle in there, it's gonna make things harder to do. That's why I've had a lot of problems with this design and trying to redo this. So yeah. So once you get that all straight and set, let's just change the backgrounds on these just so we can see to a color. Oh, what is just not so harsh? Can we take this color like down a few pegs though? Come on, baby. Work with me. There we go. We'll just do a pale pink and then pale pink. That way we can kind of see what we're doing. So now we know that we got our animation the way we want it. We're going to start layering stuff. Now, here comes the fun part. So we're going to go in here. We're going to grab a couple elements. Let's see, the boy and the girl. It's kind of doing proportionate to the book because I think I made this book a little bit smaller. Let's go down here and put this a little bit proportionate to the thing. I had some text going on too. What I just did with the text is I'm just going to kind of do it the cheesy way. If you can hear my dog barking, I guess some Amazon might be here. Who knows? We'll just put hello. Oh, come on, click it. Click it. Hello. And I just, effects, I gave it a little bit of a curve. Reduce curve. I'm going to reduce the size. We're going to duplicate it. And then we'll say, buy. Oops. I'll buy like shopping. It's almost Black Friday, y'all. BYE. And then, so you want to make it one on each side of the page, like so. I did have an and symbol in between it. So like that, I did the and number 7 on my keyboard. And what I did with that is I hid it down here. So you're going to have a square down here to hide stuff. So when you do that, you can have your and symbol behind that. And then when you do, well, you need to keep this up here for now because right now you want this to be what your end design looks like. And then what I just did, and I'm just going to take something simple instead of doing what I had before. So let's see what I recently used. Anything I can kind of split in half. So I used this. I did use these. So I used this one. We'll just do it easy. I put the tip in the center in between these two. My center is a little bit off right here, so let's bump that over and center this. Oh yeah, that was way too far over. Let's bump that, let's make that centered up. Let's take this one and center them up. That one looks like it needs to calm down a couple bumps too and make that stuff. Ooh, 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 where am I going with my keyboard? Burp, 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 burp. All right, so, and we want to make sure that they are all the way out. So let's go all the way out, and we just want them to touch in the center. And that should help too with any kind of crossing. So if you cross them over at the bottom, you really don't want to do that. And having that little line also kind of looks like a little book thing. So with this, all I did with these is I duplicated it, put it on top of each other, hit the crop button, crop down one side till I hit that halfway point and done. And then I took the other one, hit the crop button, went the other way. Oh, come on. Went the other way till I saw that point and then put that there, put done. And then you have your two separate pieces. So now what you want to do, you're going to have to make hidey spots. So to make this easier, I do groups in small doses with this. So I need to group this, and then let's go over to position those two. I need this where it can get hairy, and this one. So, oh, not a shift, control. So let me say I need this, and I need her. So where is she at? And control her, and I want to group that set together. So I'm gonna do a quick little turn on this. Well, where's my spinny at? Where's my little spinny thing at? Right there. Let's make sure everybody that I wanted to group together is grouped together. Yes. So now we're going to do the same over here. I'm going to grab that one. And then what needs to go with that? The bug needs to go with it. That needs to go with the dude and the hello. So I'm going to group those together. Okay. So the next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have to put some squares at the bottom. So I'm going to grab the shapes. I'm going to come down here. So I'm going to have a white background, so I'm going to go ahead and do these in white. So let me just go ahead and put this in white so I can see. I'm going to put these in white. And what I want to do is take these, put these here. Now, your position, always this little bugger is going to be on top. Your little piece right here is going to be on top. And then what you want to do is just go way out with these things. And you want to way down with these. So you want to go way far because you just want to make these super big because they're going to have to cover all this stuff. So if you make them too small, that's why I said do this with your books, because if you have to ungroup to make like this bigger because you didn't cover up everything, it becomes kind of tedious. So what I'm going to do now, I know this needs to group with the bug, so I'm going to go ahead and group that with the bug and group that there. Well, hold on, before I group that, let's duplicate it. Let's duplicate that and put that over here because I'm going to need one over here. But we'll start with this one and the bug and group. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. And I'm going to go all the way over here. Put my little friend up here. And then what I'm going to do is I know that needs to group with the people. And I'm going to group those together. And then this should be my end scene at the moment. You'll have one more piece that you need to put down, but that's okay. We'll get there in a minute. If you hear my dog, sorry about that, but this tutorial has to go on. So after that, what we're going to do is duplicate the page, and then we are going to make our starter book. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go here. I'm going to take this one. I am going to go here like so. Come on, give me 0, baby. Give me 0. Sometimes they're squirrelier that way. Easier this way. Okay. And then, so see, as you can see, I have a problem now. I need to cover this up, right? And then I want to cover this piece up down here at the bottom when they turn. So you have your book at the front, right? So what you want to do, your book at the front, you're going to grab the side you need to cover. So I need to cover this side. So what I want to do is I'm going to go to elements. I'm going to grab another square. I keep doing this blue. I'm going to grab this other square and then I'm going to come and I am going to make that big like so. I'm going to group these together. Hey, move out my way, Bubba. I'm going to group these two together because it already has my circle in my, that is exactly like the circle that's already in my design. So I'm going to group that together. I'm going to Control C. I'm going to carry it over to my book. I'm going to Control C that. Oh, see, look. Control V, let's go back. See, I'm going to show you boo-boos and all because we all do them and we all learn by our mistakes. So I'm going to come back over here and I am going to Control V that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one on top. Like it would be regular. And of course we're going to go and what needs to go at the top? This little dude. So I have the same thing. So what I want to do, because I need it down here too, because I need that to move. So what I want to do here is I want to Control V, and then I want to just go and spin it around and line that one up on top, like so. Take my little friend right here and make sure these are even and the same or close to the same. And what you want to do now is there's one little thing that you need to do after that. And that's one more square. And I will show you, sometimes you might not need it, but if you see the cross here, a little bit of cross at the bottom, you're going to want to stick one more white one down here to kind of hide that. But what we're going to do now, we'll see if we need to do that, is change these to white. White. Change this one to white. Reverse these two. This is just your extra, so I'm going to keep that pink and I'm going to take off that because I don't want to see the match and move between that. I'm going to put the match and move between these. And then we're going to test drive and see what we got. Cross your fingers, y'all. Cross your fingers, y'all. Ready, set, boom. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to move my and symbol. All right, so hold on. Let me go into position, grab my and symbol, and I'm going to take that down here. Oh, yeah, there's another reason I need another box. All right, so what we'll go ahead and do is grab that dang box, go right here. We'll put it like right. We'll put it here. We'll put it down a little bit, like so. Can I bump it? Bump, 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 bump. Where's my bumper at? That's my arrow keys. If you ever hear me go bump, 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 bump. My arrow keys. I'm going to go ahead, change that to white. Go in position. Grab this, put it in front, and easy peasy, Control C. Take it over to this one. It'll be in the same spot. Control V. Take my little friend up here. And now, hold on. Now let's watch. Ready? And the and symbol should come up in the center. Ready, set, open up, and the and comes. And ta-da, 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 ta-da. We got it. So we want to look really closely in here. So if you, this is a way if I'm doing animation and I want to kind of see how it's really rolling, if it's rolling really well, if it's crossing. See, the original ones, when they crossed all the way up here. They made an X and then came down. So like these are a little bit better. They still make an X, but they're not too bad. If I made a bigger circle, I can make it do flatter. But like I said, once you get a bigger circle and it's invisible when you start trying to move stuff around, it is crazy. But I want y'all to experiment. If you can make the process any better, any easier, please put it in the comments. I will pin them up. And if there's multiple suggestions, I will make it in a comment and pin it at the top so we all can learn and make the process easier and smoother. This was a great idea, and then it wound up being a nightmare for me at one point, and I just had to calm myself down and figure it out and get it done, and I did. And if you're on Facebook with me, you know You've been there with my little drama with this. So I love you guys. I thank you. I hope to see you again. And I love you guys. And bye, y'all.